If you are eating a lot of green vegetables every day to be good for your heart, then I hope you watch this video before eating another meal. Because not all vegetables are healthy for the elderly. There are vegetables that are thought to be good, thought to be superfoods, but in fact they are silently harmful to the heart, increasing blood pressure, causing arrhythmia, and even worsening coronary artery disease. I have met many elderly people who eat very carefully, exercise regularly, but their cardiovascular health is still getting worse, and the reason lies in a few familiar vegetables on the dining table. These vegetables can increase potassium or oxalate levels too much, cause interactions with cardiovascular drugs, or cause inflammation in the body, directly affecting the circulatory system. So which 5 types of vegetables should the elderly absolutely not eat regularly? And how to eat vegetables to be really good for the heart after the age of 60. Let's explore right away, to protect your heart from the smallest things. I'm Dr. Evan Bonehart, a healthcare specialist for the elderly focusing on bones, joints, and muscles. Welcome to Bones Health Seniors, a channel where we share knowledge, experience, and practical advice to help you better care for your elderly loved ones. Let's jump right into it and start with one that surprises almost everyone. Spinach. Yes, spinach. I know it's hard to believe, right? Popeye made us all think it was the miracle green. And while spinach does have some beneficial nutrients like iron and folate, there's a catch. If you're over 60 and have even a mild kidney issue, or if you're prone to calcium buildup in your arteries, spinach can actually contribute to heart damage. What? Because it's extremely high in something called oxalates. These little compounds can bind to calcium and form crystals that don't just cause kidney stones, they can also lead to calcification in your arteries over time. That's a slow, silent process that puts extra pressure on your heart, and you don't even feel it until symptoms start creeping in. Think about how often you might toss spinach into a smoothie, a salad, or even just steam it on the side of your dinner plate. Feels healthy, light, even cleansing. But if your body can't handle those oxalates effectively anymore, which happens with age, it builds up. That's where the real danger lies. So if you've been eating spinach every day thinking you're doing something good, you might want to take a step back and reconsider. Try rotating in other greens like arugula or romaine, which are much gentler on the kidneys and heart. Now let's talk about the second vegetable. And this one's not even technically fresh, it's pickled cucumbers. You know, those crispy little guys that show up in sandwiches, burgers, even on their own as a snack. They might taste great and remind you of your childhood or summer picnics, but as we get older, pickles become less of a treat and more of a silent saboteur. Here's why. The sodium content in pickled vegetables is through the roof. A single spear can contain over 300 milligrams of sodium, and that's just one. Most of us don't stop at one, do we? Over time, excess sodium stiffens your arteries, raises your blood pressure, and puts your heart under constant stress. It's like forcing your heart to push against a wall every single day. Not to mention, those same pickles often contain artificial preservatives and vinegars that can upset your gut balance, and when your digestion goes out of whack, everything else follows, including your mood, your energy, and yes, your heart health. And here's a little truth no one talks about. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at handling salt. That means what you used to tolerate in your 40s or 50s without any issue now puts your blood pressure into overdrive. Even if you don't feel the effects immediately, high sodium levels gradually erode your arteries from the inside out. It's like rusting a pipe from within. You can't see it, but you'll sure feel it when things burst. So if you're reaching for those pickles thinking they're a better option than chips or sweets, think again. Your heart doesn't see crunchy and low calorie. It sees stress. And for something that's supposed to support your health, that's a trade-off you shouldn't have to make. Do you see a bit of yourself in these examples? Maybe spinach is part of your daily routine. Maybe pickled cucumbers are always sitting in your fridge. I'm not here to scold you. I'm here to help you gently but firmly make changes that could literally add years to your life, healthy, active, meaningful years. Now, I want you to think for a moment. Have you ever noticed your heart racing or beating irregularly after eating spicy food? That burning mouth sensation may be the least of your worries. Because the third vegetable on this list, red chili peppers, can have some pretty surprising effects on your cardiovascular system, especially as you age. Let's be clear, spicy food isn't inherently bad. Some people love the heat and feel fine afterward. But for many seniors, red chili peppers can cause more than just a fiery tongue. Capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers hot, also stimulates your nervous system. That means your heart rate can spike unexpectedly. If you already deal with high blood pressure or any kind of arrhythmia, this can be dangerous. The sudden stress on your system can trigger palpitations, lightheadedness, or even a full-blown episode of atrial fibrillation in those who are vulnerable. And it's not just what you feel, it's what you don't. The inflammation caused by constantly overstimulating your body with spicy foods adds up. Over time, this can lead to chronic inflammation, which is one of the biggest contributors to heart disease. Think of it like this. Your heart is already working overtime to keep everything in balance. Adding fuel to the fire literally by eating red chili peppers is like revving the engine when the car is overheating. Sooner or later, something gives. Now, I know many people grew up with spice as a staple in their cooking, especially if you love Southern, Latin, or Asian-inspired meals. It's part of our culture, our comfort, our story. But you don't have to give it up entirely. Just be more mindful. You can swap chili peppers for milder spices that still give flavor without the heart strain. Try things like paprika, turmeric, or ginger, flavorful and heart-friendly. Do you think this applies to you? Share your experiences in the comments, I'd love to know. Have you ever eaten something that made your heart flutter or race unexpectedly? You're not alone, and the more we talk about it, the more we can help each other feel better, live longer, and enjoy every year to its fullest. Now that we've talked about spinach, pickled cucumbers, and red chili peppers, let's move on to something that most people actually eat because they think it's good for their heart. Raw garlic. Yep, the same raw garlic that so many people swear by as a natural remedy. Some even eat a clove or two first thing in the morning like it's some kind of super pill. Now don't get me wrong, garlic can be helpful in certain forms and doses. But raw garlic, especially when eaten frequently and in larger amounts, can backfire hard on your heart, especially if you're over 60. Let me explain why. Raw garlic contains very potent sulfur compounds. One of the main ones is called allicin. That's what gives it the strong smell and the powerful punch. In moderate doses, these compounds might support the immune system or help with cholesterol, but when you eat garlic raw and too often, that allicin can irritate your stomach lining and even mess with your blood pressure levels in unpredictable ways. Some seniors find themselves lightheaded after eating it, or they notice their heart fluttering oddly. That's because raw garlic has a blood-thinning effect. And if you're already taking medication like aspirin or blood pressure drugs, raw garlic can intensify those effects, sometimes dangerously so. Your blood can become too thin or your pressure can drop too low too fast. Not to mention, raw garlic can irritate the esophagus, especially in older adults with sensitive digestion or reflux. And guess what? Chronic acid reflux is linked to increased inflammation in the upper chest, putting additional strain on your heart. Now, does this mean garlic is the enemy? Not necessarily. Cooked garlic is much gentler on your body and still provides benefits without that extreme raw punch. You can still get the flavor and some of the helpful compounds, just without stressing your system. It's all about how you prepare it and how often you use it. So if raw garlic has been part of your daily routine, take a closer look at how it makes you feel. Are you more tired than usual? Feeling a little off? Don't ignore those signals. Your body is wise, it's always trying to tell you something. We just have to start listening. That brings us to the last one, and it might be the most misunderstood of all: raw sprouts. Now I know what you might be thinking. How could those tiny, delicate, green little sprouts possibly be harmful? They're so fresh, so clean, so innocent. But here's the thing. Those raw sprouts, whether it's alfalfa, mung bean, clover, or radish, are some of the riskiest foods for older adults, especially when it comes to your heart and overall health. Why? Because they're incredibly prone to bacterial contamination. E. coli, salmonella, and listeria all love to grow in the warm, moist conditions that sprouts need to grow. And even a small amount of contamination can cause serious problems, especially if your immune system isn't as strong as it used to be. You may not feel sick right away. But bacteria in the bloodstream, even in small amounts, can lead to something called low-grade chronic inflammation. Over time, this slow-burning inflammation damages the lining of your blood vessels, causing stiffness and plaque buildup. That's what leads to heart attacks and strokes. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It creeps in. One day you're fine and then you're not. And here's another thing about sprouts: many people add them to salads and sandwiches thinking they're a guilt-free health booster. But raw sprouts contain plant compounds called lectins and phytates, which in older adults with compromised digestion, can interfere with the absorption of essential minerals like magnesium and zinc, both crucial for heart rhythm, blood vessel flexibility, and energy production. Now, I know this might all feel a little overwhelming. You might be thinking, But I thought I was eating healthy. I gave up chips, soda, and fried food, and now you're telling me my vegetables are the problem. Trust me, I get it. Feels like nothing is safe anymore. But that's not the message here. This is not about fear, it's about empowerment. Knowing the truth means you can make better choices. Choices that actually support your heart, your energy, and your peace of mind. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked out of a doctor's appointment and still felt confused? Like you were doing everything right, but still getting weird results? High blood pressure here, a skipped heartbeat there, cholesterol creeping up? Sometimes, it's not about what you aren't doing, it's about what you are doing, without even realizing it's causing harm. That's why I'm here talking to you like a friend who cares. Because sometimes, that's all we need, someone to tell us the truth in plain language without judgment. Now that we've gone through these 5 vegetables: spinach, pickled cucumbers, red chili peppers, raw garlic, and raw sprouts, it's time to think about what comes next. The good news is, once you take these out or reduce them, you'll likely start noticing some incredible changes. You might wake up feeling clearer. You might have more energy in the afternoon. That little heaviness in your chest might start to lift. Your body knows how to heal, it just needs a little breathing room. And if you've ever been concerned about your health or the health of someone you love, drop a heart below in the comments. Let's build a circle of support right here. We're all on this journey together. Aging doesn't mean decline. It can mean refinement, smarter choices, better habits, and more joy. Next, we'll talk about the real heart of this message, not just what to stop eating, but what you can start doing today to strengthen your heart, feel lighter, and live with more freedom and confidence than you have in years. Because when you start removing the silent stressors like those 5 vegetables we just talked about, you create space for your body to truly thrive. And now comes the beautiful part. It's not just about cutting things out. It's about adding in things that make you feel alive again. I want you to take a moment and imagine waking up tomorrow with just a little more clarity in your mind. A little more lightness in your chest. A little more energy in your step. No tightness, no mystery aches, no dragging your feet to the kitchen. It's possible. I've seen it happen over and over again when people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s decide to take back control of their health with small, consistent changes. The first change is simple. Choose heart-friendly replacements. If you've been eating raw garlic every day, consider switching to cooked garlic added into your meals. Roasted garlic in olive oil has a mellow sweetness and still provides health benefits without overwhelming your body. If you love the spice from red chili peppers, swap them out for milder herbs that still enhance flavor like basil, thyme, or even a touch of black pepper. These won't spike your metabolism or irritate your digestive tract the way chilies can. And if you're missing the crunch of raw sprouts, try lightly steaming them instead, or swap them out with baby greens like arugula or watercress, which are gentler on your stomach and safer overall. Your meals can still be vibrant, fresh, and delicious. You're not giving up joy, you're making room for better joy. Real nourishment that respects the wisdom of your years. Another powerful shift? Listening to your body like it's your best friend. So many of us, especially as we get older, start brushing off warning signs. It's just age, we tell ourselves. I guess I'm supposed to feel like this now. But no, aging is not meant to be a constant battle. Your body wants to work with you. And it will, if you start tuning into the little things. Maybe it's the bloating after lunch. Or a strange tightness after dinner. Maybe your heart flutters a little when you eat something spicy. Don't dismiss it. Don't power through. That's your body whispering, hey, I need something different now. And when you listen, that's when the magic starts. Because our bodies change. Our needs change. And we have to adapt. The same way we learn to drive a car, raise a family, or use a smartphone, we can learn to take better care of ourselves. It's never too late. Never. Now let's talk about confidence. So many people over 60 start to second-guess their health decisions. Should I be eating this? Is this safe with my meds? Why do I feel tired all the time? That confusion creates anxiety, and that anxiety? It wears on your heart just as much as food does. But the truth is, when you understand your body better, you begin to feel more confident. You trust yourself more. You become your own best health advocate. And that's one of the most empowering feelings in the world. That's how we shift from surviving to thriving. So what can you do today? Start with one change. Just one. Maybe tonight, you choose a steamed vegetable over a pickled one. Maybe you roast your garlic instead of chewing it raw. Maybe you take a walk after dinner and notice how your heart feels. It doesn't have to be dramatic. just has to be consistent. And as you do, give yourself credit. Every healthy choice you make is a quiet rebellion against the idea that aging means giving up. It doesn't. Aging is just a new chapter, and this chapter can be full of strength, clarity, and peace. You might be surprised how quickly your body thanks you. A steadier heartbeat, fewer headaches, a little more ease in your movements. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of these small decisions. And don't keep this knowledge to yourself, share it. Tag a friend or family member in the comments. Send this video to someone you care about who's been struggling with their health. We all need reminders sometimes. And the truth is, we're not meant to do this alone. In fact, I'd love for you to comment below and tell me, what's one food you've been suspicious of lately? Something you've always eaten but maybe doesn't feel quite right anymore? Your story could be the one that helps someone else. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and tap that like button so I know you want more videos like this. And be sure to subscribe, because in my next video, I'm going to share a huge mistake that many people make every single morning that silently damages their blood pressure. What do you think it is? Take a guess in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. At the end of the day, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. One better choice at a time. One meal, one moment, one deep breath at a time. You have so much life left to live, and your heart deserves every bit of support you can give it. So keep learning, keep loving yourself, and keep choosing foods and habits that honor your health, not hurt it. We're not alone in this journey. We're in it together. And together we rise. Take care of your heart, because it's taken care of you for so long. See you in the next video.